Hey guys, it's Getting Real with Cockney Buddha. Hope everybody's having a decent weekend. It's Saturday. This one's going to be about something that I've personally went through today, actually. It's when that mind is spinning and the anxiety is kind of layering. You know that when you feel that you can't do anything about it and you're starting to spin out of control, to spiral. I'm going to let you know what you can do about all that. Even if it doesn't get you fully out of something, it can quieten it down and help you get back on a level. So grab yourself a cup of tea, guys, coffee or any drink of your choice there. Make sure it's all got good positive energy. And listen in as I step you through a situation that I was going through today and what I did about it. So let me start right at the very beginning. I can't exactly remember how I woke up. I just remember I was trying to think about that earlier. Like how did I wake up? And I remember waking kind of a bit out of it, so to speak. Like tired-y, you know, and my wife had told me, I think it was yesterday, that it was going to pretty much rain all weekend, which it is, which, you know, it kind of came into the story a little bit as well, funny enough. But, you know, I just remember getting up feeling a bit tired, and I got up a little bit later than I would have liked to, and then I didn't hit my walk because of the rain, which, you know, it would have been better just to go out walking in the rain, to tell you the truth, and just become present with the rain. So there was this, I knew there was something. There was something. Now I think about it, there was something. I don't know what it was, but it was just something. And I wanted to go to the dispensary today. Yes, I'm a Florida legal card holder, and see that as a beautiful God-given medicine. Anybody that's out there drinking and wants to judge, you know what? Let the judge be judged. That's what I always say. But anyway, I'm going to probably do a podcast on that as well, by the way, the whole subject of cannabis. And I know that people are getting awesome effects right now, and it's through research, a lot of research done on it with psilocybin and psychedelics as far as depression. And nobody needs to be judging any of that. Because if you've got people, and I'm not saying I do my Florida licensed cannabis, and I'm not one to judge anybody else for what they're doing. All I'm saying is, you know, always look at self first before you just start pointing fingers at people, because that is a plant that grows, and I absolutely believe in it, and I believe that it's there for a reason. So anyway, I knew I wanted to go down. I knew I wanted to go down down to the dispensary. So, and there's always a good vibe there. It's a great little area. It's right down the road from the UCF, where my daughter goes, and my youngest will end up going there too at some point. But so it's got a cool little progressive vibe, and I love being around. It keeps you young, man. Right? Shit. Get around that, and you just feel better. It's got a different energy about it. So I go down to this really cool place that that I love, and I'm gonna give it a shout out. Called Sunburn Dispensary, great place down there on University. Great place, great little place. So I get in the car and I can feel myself kind of not going the right way. So you know what you do? You start looking for the music that's going to shift you, right? So automatically I'm starting to go for my tools, not even realizing it. So I start flicking through some, when you're doing something like this, you always want to find something that you can connect with. Don't find anything that takes you on a negative emotional roller coaster of, relationships and things like that. You want something that takes you to a place because there's an energy to it, and it'll match it. As soon as you hit on it, you'll know. And it takes you to a place that is like, oh shit, and all of a sudden you start getting into a different energy. You might sing along to it. I absolutely advise you trying to find something that you know, because you can hum. And by the way, humming, now people are looking at that. Surprise, surprise. Think about chant, by the way, right? Eastern medicine, right? It actually helps with nitric oxide, which helps with the blood vessels relaxing and allowing blood flow to be better. And there's a whole lot of different things they're finding out just about humming. So even if you're in the car and you find a tune and you don't know the words, start humming it. It works. People look at you like you've grown 4 heads when you say things like this. But try it. Try dancing. Try that one. Put something on I was doing it yesterday. I've got these little shakers. They're in shapes of eggs and they're cheap. You can buy them online. I happen to have a decent one because I was drumming at the time and I started picking up some percussion stuff like that, and it's fascinating what you can do with different sounds with that, just by how you wrap your hand, and hold it. And I went in front of the TV, so I was banging out music, and I was using the shaker because it makes you feel better. Trust me, it picks your energy up. It's all to do with energy, guys, right? So anyway, here I am leafing through music, and I've got Pandora. If anybody knows Pandora, that's basically the radio station that I actually subscribe to because I use it all the time. But there's others out there, obviously, Spotify and all that. But I use Pandora a lot. And I land on some music, and I thought, all right, cool. So puts me in a little bit of a better frame of mind, and I'm starting to look out the window, and I'm noticing the rain a bit more, and also being cautious of just the nutters that are around me on the road. Holy shit! Is it getting worse out there? Has anybody seen that? What's going on out there with driving? All of a sudden, nobody's got any patience, or they can't let you. It's nuts. Let someone in, or freaking give way, or maybe put your brakes on a little sooner. That's a good one. Blimey. But so anyway, I get down to Sunburn, and I walk in there, and the guys having trouble with one of the computers, and somebody was already being helped by somebody else, and so I'm standing there. I've been standing there a while, and of course you get that I'm human. That little impatience comes in, but why are we impatient? Because we're pushed everything for now, right? Everything has to be now. Everything, right? Everything's bloody drive-through. Everything has to be now. We got to, my wife drives around a parking lot for about 3 days trying to find a parking spot in the door. And I'm like, just park over here and we'll walk. It's got to be now, got to be right there. It's like, blimey. My wife watches a comedian. This funny fella, and he talks about that, and he talks about using Amazon and that, and how we want it now. Why aren't you? And he says, why aren't you finding out what I'm thinking I want before I even think it? So I have it on my door, and I think, oh, I needed that. Jeez, right? That's what we do. We want everything now. So I'm standing there, and I go, right, okay, tune in, be patient. This is a great place. They got this great big massive wall which has got all these freaking awesome pictures all over it. Really, really cool pictures, and it's all snapshots of all different things. And there's Johnny Cash on there flicking the bird, and it's like it's really cool. It's a really cool art, like wall photography. Really, it's cool in there. So I walk in there, and like I say, I'm standing up there in the front, and computer issues. All right, no problem. And then I'm like, is there a problem though? Like, you say no problem, but am I in a problem? So then I question it, and I'm standing there, and while I'm questioning it, it's killing off time, because I'm thinking, okay, I've got to tune into that. What does that actually mean? Because just now I was not bothered, but when you get in that, like, okay, and then I thought, where have you got to be? Where have I got to be? Seriously, where have I got to be? Okay, so I ain't got to be anywhere. There's no arrangements to do anything or anything. Okay, so I'm good there. So why am I being... So all of a sudden, that went away. Like I say, it wasn't nothing like massive, but it went away because I started like questioning, well, that don't sound right. So and then all of a sudden, the young fella, great freaking dude, man. I can't remember what his name was. Damn it. I can't remember what his bloody name was. Was it Jose? I can't remember now. Great fella, young fella, and I walk up to him. All of a sudden, I'm cool. And what's crazy is, I was gonna order it online and just do the pickup, and then you can pay through a thing called CanPay, which is really cool. But I thought, no, I'm going to do what I normally do. I'm going to walk in there and communicate with somebody. Because, again, it's that now, right? And the thing is with this company that I go with, I've always had trouble with, seem to have the trouble with ordering online, or it don't go through. And I've done it about 3 or 4 times now. And I'm like, So I just walk in there, and that's how I've been doing it for a while now. Just walking in there. And it's much better because it gets you in touch with people. If you're feeling a bit shit, walk in and start talking to somebody instead of wanting to go up to the counter and nod your head. Is this yours? Yep. Bye. And then what you doing? There's no working with the mind. Some of these things that are of convenience can end up being a pain in your ass because it's not pushing you in a direction of communication. We sit now in our chairs and we text everything. What happened to dialing? And I'm just as much to blame for this, guys. I ain't blaming anybody. We all do it. But if we're conscious of it and we become aware of it, start swapping that around, like I did with the. Well, I'm a little bit like, I'm not irritated, but I'm saying no problem, right? And it wasn't. I meant no problem. I mean, it wasn't a problem, but then I focused on it real quick because it drew me to something. I'm always fascinated with how the mind works. And when I said it, I thought, am I? Is it a no problem? And I just questioned it. And I thought, well, you are a little bit, And it shifts your mind. It shifts your mind because now you can take control of that. Because I was, all of a sudden, I'm not bothered. The guy was awesome. And then I figured out that, because I took a picture of my screen, that's where I was going. I took a picture of my screen on the computer, and I thought, no, I'm just going to walk in there. And it was what I had ordered. And I just walked in there, and what the heck did I know? I just freaking turned me. I've never thought about this. I've always stood there and told them, oh, yeah, this, whatever. And sometimes we just communicate and talk about stuff. But I just showed him me picture, and he goes, oh, yeah, all right, cool, man. And I'm like, why didn't I think of that before? Right? So we started having a good chat, and I was asking him when it gets busy, and he said because of the rain it can be a bit sporadic, but people come in, they got sales on, by the way. It can be right sporadic and that. So I just started communicating with this fella, and he's a progressive guy, cool as shit. They always are in there. And so I walk out there, I get in the car, and I'm feeling a little better, but it's still there. So and then I'm on the drive home, and I found some music I like, and I start singing and that, keeping you, when you're like, it feels like you're kind of treading water, that kind of feeling. It's like, yeah, if I stop treading water, right? So it was keeping on getting those things in, keeping on getting those things in. Said I obviously am going to tell you what actually happened in the end, but and all the anxieties come in. It's not just one at that point, because now they're just pinging off each other. Health anxieties, bloody, anxieties with family, worries, thinking about things you want to do, and it all just goes right to where you, oh no, I'm losing control. But you can always take that control back, and here's what happened. I could feel myself. I got back to the house, and I could still feel myself starting to go. And then my mind's going, okay, what have I got to do? That's my conscious mind talking, because my subconscious mind is so wrapped in I'm going to throw shit at you. It was so focused on that, like, yes, let me give you a right hand right here. There you go. Get up from that. Well, I'm up. Oh, here's a left. Right? And dodging and shit like that. So now my conscious mind kicks in and is going, okay, what have I got to do to address this? And meditation came straight to mind, because I hadn't meditated today. And that came to mind straight away, because I have a routine in the morning. I will normally get out for a walk if I can in the morning. If I ain't got any early clients, I'll get out for a walk. And this is all to do to help with my mind. And if it's cold, great, I love it. So, but get out in the morning, do some cold work while I'm walking, get back, clean up and that, meditate, Wim Hof, journal. And I know when I haven't meditated, I can feel a little off. Especially if I've gone a couple of days for some reason, because I've done that before and thought, because my app tells me, which the app comes into this whole conversation, by the way. So I'm like, right, meditate. But the first thing I did was I became present. I was making a cup of tea, because as soon as I thought meditate, I thought, right, I'm going to grab a cup of tea, because I'm going to go through my routine, start pulling your mind back into focus. Start becoming present. So I go over, this is all choice, guys, right? You choose to do these things. Otherwise, this would have just kept going. It's choosing me at that point. So I thought, right, meditate, right, become present. So I just started becoming present. And like my tea, I could feel the tea. I could hear different sounds. I became present with my feet on the ground. I became present as I felt carpet. The feeling of the cup, the weight of it, what my body was doing. I got to the top of the stairs and I thought, I'm going to use this and I'm going to podcast it. Because it's a way of connecting with you beautiful human beings out there, and having something help you, letting you know that I'm human, even though I do this for a living. Therapists have therapists, right? And even though I teach meditation, I'm doing one tomorrow, by the way, Sunday, 3:30 in the afternoon, Eastern Time, US. If you can join us, please. Trying to grow our community. It's growing. It's getting there. But it'll be nice to get a whole community going on this, and depending on what kind of result I get and what kind of feedback I get, I will probably be doing it on a regular. I'm not sure what kind of regularity, whether I'm going to do it every week or every other week, once a month. I don't know yet. I'm not sure. I'm just, right now, I'm just going to put it out there and see how it goes. But come and join us, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, US, and on my channel, Cockney. If you go and look for Cockney Buddha, I'll come up. I'm known as the guy in the black glasses too, and someone's already recognised that I've got like blue headphones wrapped around my neck some of the time, and that's kind of recent, but they're falling apart a little bit, the pads, so you won't miss me. But so I become completely present. So, and then I'm thinking about, okay, this is going to make, I've got to, well, I haven't got to, I'm going to choose to podcast this and get the message out. So I walk in my room. I've got a meditation room that I don't allow shoes in there. Phones are okay if you're like reading or something like that. Don't get me wrong. I found myself scrolling in there a few times, and then I'm like, oh, but it's a very spiritual room for me. I've got Ganeshas and Buddhas and all kinds of things in there. So, and that's where I'm going to be doing my meditation, my lives from as well. So I grabbed the phone because that's where my meditation app is on there, and I use Insight Timer. Big shout out to them. And I'm skipping. I'm thinking, right, because it says one of the things that come up on there, which is pretty cool. It says, "What's your mood?" and it does it in smiley faces. So there's one in the middle that's got like straight mouth, and then you go two to the left, and they're like, it's frowny face, but then a bigger frowny face, and then you go the other way to the right, and it's kind of a small smile and a big smile on the end. Now, this is another one of those programs, guys. This is another one of those simple communication things that you can give yourself that will make a major difference. Because at that point, when I was thinking how I was really feeling at that moment, I wanted to go to the frowny face, but I didn't. I went to the biggest bloody smiley face I could hit. And let me tell you, as soon as I hit that button on that even made me feel a little better. Because it's you going against your mind. It's you not bowing down to this shit taking control. You may not feel it, but when you push it the other way, don't trust me. I wanted to hit a downy. I wanted to hit that a downward face. I thought, this is all going to shit, right? Even though I was keeping on it, as you've heard, the journey so far, getting through. But I thought, right, hit the frigging biggest smiley face. There was 5 to the other side of it. I would have gone to the top, because it actually made me kind of chuckle a little bit when I did it, because it was like, yep, I feel that energy spike, and you hear this shit all the time, but until you really start to put these things into practice and look at it as this has worked for many, 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 many years, then you can sit there in your own ignorance, because it's a matter of just trying. If it doesn't work for you, fair enough. But these things I had never really done, and normally I would have gone straight to the left. That would have been my normal. I would have just gone, oh yeah, I'm not. I would have listened to what my mind was saying, and I would have answered that in a, yeah, I'm not feeling it. I would have probably gone all the way to the left. This is really the first time that I've looked at something like that and gone to the right. It's made an effect, and I thought, right, I've got to tell people about that. Because I've read about it, I've done research on it, smiling in the mirror, things like that. There's a thing you can do with a pencil or a pen that forces a smile, which is kind of funny. Like, it actually makes you laugh, so you end up smiling anyway. But this is about catching those small things. They're not small. That's the thing. We think they're like nothing, but they're seeds. They're the roots of the foundation of the shit. Those bits. Turning those bits around. So I hit the biggest smiley face that came up on that bloody screen, man, and I'm glad I did, because what it does is it ends up pushing you meditations. I actually subscribe to this app. It's a great app, really good app, Insight Timer. I've told many people about it. I mean, I know a lot of people use Headspace, and I've tried different ones out, and I've always landed back on Insight Timer. And if you pay for the subscription, you get like courses and all kinds of shit. It's cool. You can even have a diary on there. I like to write if I'm going to do any mind work. I like to write it. Typing doesn't. It's all the same. It all looks the same. There's an energy to actually using a pen or a pencil on a piece of paper. There's an energy to it. Or get yourself one of those writable screens. That's what I have for work. I use a Remarkable for work because I was building up files and paper, and I thought, this goes a little bit against what I believe in, really. So I found that the Remarkable is that. It's a remarkable device. It is for me. Man, I'm getting a lot of plugs there and I'm getting no promotion. What the heck, man? Bring on those promotions. That's what I say. Anyway. So I click on the big smiley face, and of course it throws all these meditations at you. Oh, and then you go down and it gives you how long do you want to meditate. And I always tell people, get a good 15-20 minute meditation in the morning if you can. Use that as a foundation and then build off of that. If you need more throughout your day, you can do like breath works and things like that throughout your day to kind of just replenish it, so to speak. Because it's like if you do it right, it's like taking a medication. All of a sudden, you're going to feel good. So I was like, yeah, give me the full 20, mate. Jack me up. Beam me up, Scotty. Right? I was like, yeah, mate. Matrix, throw that cable in the back of my head. I'm game on. Right? So anyway, I hit the 20 and I start going down. And this, I'm going to tell you, it's called Manifesting with Devotion by Molly Williams. If you have Insight Timer, go and check out Molly Williams and that Manifesting with Devotion. There's another bloody plug. Look at it. Oi. It really is Manifesting with Devotion. And it really had an effect. It really did have an effect. So I came out of the meditation and I'm like, right, Wim Hof. And I have a YouTube that I use, and I've been using it for I don't know how long now, 3 years. I think I've been using the YouTube one where it's 3 rounds. The first round you suspend your breath for a minute with no air. The next 2 rounds you suspend your breath for a minute and a half with no air. And then sometimes, which I did today, and I'll tell you, I'll put another round in where I'll do another 30 breaths and I'll breathe as much air as I possibly can in and sip it at the top, and then I'll suspend the breath there for as long as I can hold. And I didn't today, but I've gone over the good 3 minute mark, nearly 3.5 minutes, but it's a whole experience. It's more advanced, but it's a whole experience. But anyway, excuse me. So I come out of the meditation and I'm already like, wow, shit, that freaking spoke to me, and I've got like because it was about manifesting, and she speaks about, it was like I was hypnotized kind of as I'm thinking about it, to tell you the truth, because I remember seeing things, not kind of remembering that it was about manifestation. And I was seeing, the first thing I saw, and I know, listen, guys, I'm not trying to push anything. I'm just telling you what I was seeing. I saw, it was my YouTube, and I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the subscribers, and the numbers are going up like mad, like, I don't know if this is a message. I don't know. I just know what I saw. And then I start seeing myself helping more people, and I'm laughing with people that I'm helping, and becoming more more present with people. People are starting to know who I am, because I would love to be Anthony Robbins. Yeah, man. I mean, even my therapist was like, yeah, you could do it. And that plants a seed, because I would love to be able to connect with people like that. And this is one of the outlets for me, is this. And I got a message from somebody the other day saying I was kind of up there in Indonesia on the mental health podcast list or something, which I was like, what? Great. Awesome. Absolute beautiful thing. So yeah, so I get into my Wim Hof breathing. I do my Wim Hof breathing, and then I'm like, I need to start writing shit down, like some of the stuff. And so I just grab my journal. And instead of journaling in and out everything, I started journaling out like what I wanted to do podcast wise, and what I just went through and what I found. Because when I came out of that meditation, and I'm already feeling like, yeah, okay, because it's pretty deep. It goes pretty deep, and it not only did it go through the area of like slowing you down and keeping you calmer, but when it went into that manifestation part, I was in there, I knew, and then it went into the devotion to you, and I thought, whoa, hold up a minute, devotion to you. How many times do I push that out to my guys that I guide? Bringing time in for you and nobody else. Nobody making you do it. Nobody's telling you to do it. It's for you and you alone. And that's what this all comes down to. Soon as I tuned in and went meditation, that became space to allow for tuning in, because your conscious mind becomes conscious. This ain't right. Something's going on here, right? So bringing that in, and being able to see and say, right, what have I got? Allows that space, allows that time. It's the devotion to you. You probably go around and you keep giving selflessly, right, to others, but then think it's selfish when you look at yourself. It's not selfish. You can't keep. If you know there's something there, look at a solution. Even if it means that you're waking up in the morning and your mind is going like madness, right? It's not going to do you well by your mind keep telling you to stay in bed. And yes, have I done it? Yep, I've done it. I sure have. But it puts me in a better space when I turn around and get my feet on the ground. That's a win. That's a huge win. Because that's telling your mind, nah, ain't going to happen. I'm going to push you in the direction that you don't want to go in. I'm going to challenge you. I don't like what's going on right now, so you know what? I've got a choice to be able to turn this around, and I'm going to win. I'm gonna turn this. You're not gonna ruin my day. I'm not gonna have it. I'm gonna find a way. Now, does this mean I'm completely out of the woods? No. There's always work. There's always ways of working the mind. There's always ways of working the mind. Can it get a hold? Yes, it can. Absolutely. But that means we dig further. Get out there and talk to somebody. Don't be ashamed to go and speak and talk. Don't drift away from somebody. I've even had people just not show up and then you don't know what's going on. And I work with the mind, so you're like, oh, what? I hope they're all right. Right? It's like, shit. But it's not. But what you'll end up doing is you end up blaming yourself, and it's not you. It's the other person. But what you end up doing is you end up selflessly trying to fix something that's not there to be fixed, bringing in and then before you know it, you're going on a downward spiral. Give yourself time, devotion to you. Devotion to you. I hope everybody's having a good weekend, guys. Sorry to end on a bit of a note like that, but you know what? I think it was pretty bloody positive because there's things in there that you can do. Start that meditation going. Don't forget tomorrow, guys. Don't forget tomorrow. Sunday, 3:30. Bring yourself a pad and a pen. Because if things start moving around emotionally or thoughts-wise or whatever, you can get it written down on a pad. But keep it nice and slow. And I normally have a little chat afterwards with people that are in there. We get on some cool subjects at times and it just starts the old mind going. Go and check out my Linktree link, guys. It's down there, please. I'd appreciate if you hit on there and go following me all over the place. Go to my YouTube and give me a like and subscribe. Don't forget it's on my YouTube channel where the meditation's going to be, guys. Have a great rest of your weekend.